Welcome back to my channel. I am your favorite mother of three, Bougie Vintage, and today's video is all about Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. If you are not familiar with this story, here's my trigger warning to you because the topic that I am going to talk about is a little sensitive and yeah. So, if you're not following this story, pretty much Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears are dealing with some serious allegations that have to do with abuse, predatory behavior against a child sexual abuse allegations and charges. It is currently an open case, and a lot has been said over the past few days. If you are unfamiliar with who Aries Spears is, if you are unfamiliar with who Tiffany Haddish is, which you really shouldn't be unfamiliar with Tiffany Haddish, but maybe you are unfamiliar with Aries Spears. Aries Spears, well, when I was growing up, I used to watch him on Mad TV. I used to love Mad TV. So I was really familiar with who he was as an actor. But I haven't really seen him in much since Mad TV. Now, if the name is ringing a bell to you, it's probably because you heard him get dragged the other day for dissing Lizzo. But after the allegations came out, I said, aha. So he decided he wanted to create this drama because he knew that the story was about to break and he was trying to distract us with the Lizzo thing. So everybody was up in arms about him coming for Lizzo because he looks a mess. Let's be real. He looks a mess, and he definitely came for Lizzo because he knew that it would cause an uproar, but he did it a little bit too early, okay? He thought he was gonna get ahead of it. He didn't. He failed miserably. What I'm noticing with this situation is that we're not hearing a lot of Aries Spears getting called, but we are hearing a lot of Tiffany Haddish. Now, if you haven't seen the video that pretty much was the catalyst for the charges to be brought up, you don't want to see it. I only saw parts of it because of Twitter and stuff, but pretty much the video was done in extremely poor taste. The video is literally called like Through the Eyes of a or something like that, and it's pretty much like a watch who you leave your kids around thing, but what they did was they had a little boy who was probably about 7 at the time, I believe, in a really inappropriate skit with Aries Spears. And in the skit, Tiffany Haddish is the mother, and she's pretty much leaving the child with her uncle, who is Aries Spears, and the uncle is the pedophile. So Tiffany Haddish in that part of the skit did not do much but participate in this. I don't know if at the time she thought it was going to be funny, but the fact of the matter is that it's not a funny skit, and there's definitely ways to film an awareness type video without subjecting a child to this form of abuse in the process. And that's the problem. The video was, it's beyond poor taste. It's weird. It's disgusting. And the little boy in the video is literally in his drawers. And so obviously everybody's first question should be, well, where was the mom? The mom is claiming that she did not know that this was what her children were going to be used for at the time. And apparently she has tried to press charges about it before and was unsuccessful in those attempts, and they're claiming that this is a shakedown and all these things, and it's just like, okay, well, I personally don't understand how you could not know what your child is going to be used for. And so they're claiming that at the time they were trying to get the kid on like with Nickelodeon, which is a whole other video for a whole other day. Like, I have been planning to do my Nickelodeon Disney videos very soon. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comments before I get to filming. Obviously, we know that there's a big issue with the child stars. So apparently the mom to this son and daughter duo was trying to get her kids or her son onto Nickelodeon at the time, and so that's why she allowed him to go into the skit, but she didn't know that this is the skit he was going to be used for, and blah blah blah. My whole thing is, this skit is very old. I think it's from 2014, correct me if I'm wrong, but the skit is old. And are you telling me or suggesting to me that the mother did not see the skit and get the approval? There were no contracts. Like, that's what kind of blows me, because at the end of the day, this is an issue not only about Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish, but also the mother. If the mother did have no idea, I don't understand why she wasn't on set. Like, she literally just left her kids, a 7-year-old. It's not like he's like 14. Even 14 is too young. If I have my kids in the industry, I'm gonna be at I'm gonna be at every recording. I'm not gonna be leaving them alone nowhere. You're not going on no trips without me. I'm gonna be a momager, and I'm gonna be on everybody's tail, because one thing I'm not gonna do is subject my child to some tomfoolery and then act like I didn't know. Look at Britney Spears. A mess. Like, this is just ridiculous. These kids are always taken advantage of, and this is exactly why. Because the parents want their kid to be successful, and then they just drop them off and let whoever get away with doing whatever to the child, and the kid's traumatized for life over it. Like, it's not the mom bringing Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears to court now. It is literally the two kids that were in the videos. The girl was 14 at the time, and apparently Tiffany Haddish, this is where Tiffany Haddish was wrong, was teaching the girl in the video how to do fellatio on a sandwich or something like that. This is, I didn't see this. I don't know. I didn't see this part of the video. I only saw certain parts of the little boy, but like, what? Like, what? Where did you guys think that this was good? Now, Cat Williams then warned us. Okay, so people are digging up Tiffany Haddish's old stand-up. I personally don't find her funny. That's neither here nor there in the situation, though. This is not about whether her or Aries Spears are funny people. This is about whether they are predators, child, whatever. So that's what this is about. This is not about who's funny or not. However, I'm not into Tiffany's stand-up. I think she was great in Girls Trip. But even Marlon Wayans told her when she was like hosting on Ellen, even Marlon Wayans told her, like, you're doing too much. You do too much. We want you at a 2, you're at a 10. Like, that's why we didn't cast you. And it was a hard pill for her to swallow, and very humbling. I could see that she was humbled when he said that to her, because yeah, you do too much and it's not funny. Like, her and Kevin Hart, to me, who are Bati and Bench, they have popularity, but to me they're not the most funny. Like, I think Kevin Hart is funny. I don't really get why people say he's not funny. I do think he's funny. I just don't think he's the funniest, and I could go without his humor. He delivers and caters to a certain audience, a core audience that does not happen to be us anymore. Just saying. Now, Tiffany is getting more flack than Aries Spears. I don't know if it's because she's a woman or more popular, but she's getting more flack from than Aries Spears, when his part in this was far more grotesque, gross, nasty, disgusting. I could put a million adjectives to this. Like, his idea of making this skit, to me, speaks volumes. And what also speaking volumes to me is that the people that are pressing the charges, they actually want Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears prosecuted, and I think that speaks volumes. They're not suing for money and damages just yet. They actually want them prosecuted and in jail, and I feel like that says a lot. What I don't like is Tiffany's response and Aries Spears' response, basically claiming, you know, one, they can't talk about it because it is ongoing and open in court, and Tiffany saying that it was never funny. Okay, well, why did she participate, you know? And maybe, this is what I'm saying, like, at the time, maybe she thought it was funny. I don't know how that lady was thinking, but when you look at the stand-ups that they're pulling, and she's talking about her co-worker's little son, it's giving weird. It's giving weird, and obviously some people are going to be like, I thought comedy had no, like, boundaries. Like, I thought it was okay to say this, that, and the third. To me, it's very different when there's actual children involved. Like, I don't know what would possess somebody to make a skit like that and actually have a child involved and not just, I don't know, imply it. Like, I don't even, I don't know. Like, that's not how you raise awareness. 'Cause obviously, we see that that's very problematic. Now, Tiffany Haddish's lawyer is the same lawyer that was representing or is representing Prince Andrew. I don't know. Whenever stuff like this is happening, I always go and look at the lawyer and who the lawyer has represented in the past, what they've been charged with, what they've been gotten away with, anything like that. Because it's the same with R. Kelly's lawyer being Bill Cosby's lawyer now. She specializes in getting people off of the big stuff, okay? So R. Kelly currently is using Bill's lawyer. Bill is at home. He's not in jail. So I think that's, but I feel like there's a mountain of evidence against R. Kelly versus the stuff with Bill was all she said, versus with R. Kelly, this idiot was abusing people and recording it and was one of those pedophiles that likes to keep record of his stuff, and so they go bury him allegedly. But like, girl, Prince Andrew's lawyer, that's who's representing Tiffany Haddish. After the after the whole Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Prince Andrew, all them damn celebrities going to Epstein's Island, all that crap, having an attorney that's been even remotely close to being associated with any one of the people on that damn list that have been charged that are guilty, I wouldn't. It doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. And so Tiff, I don't know. You really just, I don't know. It's looking like they got me speechless over here. Like, what was, no. But yeah, Aries Spears is claiming he wants to say stuff and he can't. And that the girl, the mother of the children, was at Tiffany Haddish's birthday party just a couple years ago or recently, and she's literally there at the birthday party partying with Tiffany Haddish. Like, would you as a mother be partying at this person's house or at this person's birthday party if this happened to your children? And that is something that they're trying to say and push, and that's why they're saying this is a shakedown and blah blah blah. And it's just like, I don't know what to believe. But they want, the daughter and the son want Tiffany and Aries behind bars. Until I see that, like, if it started about money, I think I would probably have an eyebrow raised, because we see this stuff happen all the time where people don't sue for justice, or they don't go after rappers or whoever they're going after, celebrities, for justice. They sue them for money first, and then either it gets settled out of court silently, quietly, or like we see with Ricky Martin, which I gagged me, reverse Uno card. Ricky Martin's nephew made those crazy allegations against him and then took the allegations away. He withdrew them. And so when that happened, I was like, ooh, check cleared. Check cleared. But yesterday, I saw Ricky Martin is suing the nephew, and I said, ooh, what's going on here? I had never seen that before. And I think because it's so damaging, those types of allegations are so damaging to these people that it's crazy to not sue. And so it could just be an image thing where he's just, he's gonna sue and withdraw, or sorry, it made it to the tabloids that he's suing the nephew. But if he changes his mind, then we know something's up. Maybe that was a part of the plan for him, that he settled it, and then, but a part of the settlement said that he was going to sue him, or publicly announce that he's suing him, but it's already secretly settled, and that's just like an image protecting thing, like just something for Ricky Martin to protect his image going forward, to say, hey, I'm suing this person for defamation. I don't know what it is. I really don't. And I just want to see this unfold. And I think I think the industry is just not safe for, it's not safe for anybody, but it's especially not safe for children. And I feel like there needs to be more measures put in place to protect children in the industry, and like in modeling, in like, I want to put my kids in gymnastics starting November. And like, based on the stuff that I recently have seen where gymnastics are concerned, girl, I'm gonna be at every damn gymnastics meeting. You is not about to no, like, you just don't know what's going on in people's minds. And it only takes one person to blow something up, or one person to speak out, for other people to start feeling comfortable speaking out. And you never want to hear about this stuff because it's uncomfortable, but it's like, it's only a matter of time before other people start saying something, and then Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears ain't gonna have a leg to stand on. Hopefully that's not the case, but I really just want to see this unfold, because I think it sucks that, one, people are sharing the video, because obviously if it was traumatic for the boy and the girl involved to constantly having to be seeing it over again online, it's at this point, it's sharing inappropriate content that has to do with minors. So I don't think it should be shared online. Like, it's literally all over Twitter. It's all over the internet. It should be pulled from online and just kept in a file for the court system to deal with it. But I feel like it's gonna get settled outside of court. But if they really are not in this about money, and they really want to see Tiffany and Aries prosecuted, and they decide they're not going to sue for money, it probably will not get settled outside of court. Because to make allegations like this and then drop those charges, it's so problematic for actual victims. So I'm hoping that's not what's going to happen in this case, but that's what we see happen time and time again. People settle and get these huge hush money checks, and then when the money runs out, they come back and they try to press the charges again, and by that time it's like, no, because you had your opportunity to get justice and you didn't want it because you saw dollar signs. I'm hoping that that's not the case. It sucks to see, somebody like Tiffany Haddish in this light, but it is what it is. We cannot support people. People need to be held accountable. So whatever it is, that is just what they're going to have to deal with. And she shouldn't have participated. I can't believe that she thought it would be okay to show a 14-year-old girl how to imitate fellatio. Like, it's just so far beyond inappropriate. Skit or no skit. Like, what are you doing? Why would you, what are you doing? Like, that's just beyond me. And so, yes, she's getting more flack than Aries, but I personally feel like it's only because she's the more household name. And also, keep in mind, she hosts the show Kids Say the Darndest Things, which is ironic because Bill Cosby used to host this show.
I cannot believe my eyes.
So, like, if we start connecting dots, we're gonna start feeling a little crazy. I don't even like that I just had to say that. Like, I really don't. Like, she's around people's children. So these allegations, we can't take them lightly. We can't. That's not cool. So I hope it gets resolved and resolved quickly. Yes, people make mistakes, but Tiffany Haddish is 42, I think. So when they filmed that video, she was obviously in her 30s. I'm 30 now. She was too old, comedian or not, to be agreeing to show the little girl how to do that on a sandwich or a hot dog or whatever the hell she used. She's too old to be doing that and saying she didn't know better or blah, blah. She hasn't said that. She hasn't said she didn't know better. But the fact of the matter is, she's too damn old. I am 30. I'm too damn old to be showing a 14-year-old girl how to do that. What are we even? Why are we even talking about that? Like, that is actually why on shows like Mad TV and like Saturday Night Live, they don't have children actors. That's why the child actors had their own comedy shows, all that, and the Amanda show. But like, things happened on those sets as well, and outside of those sets with the children. But like, that's why there's no kids. They dress up people as kids and make it funny as adult humor. Like, I saw a clip. I'm sorry. I'm just rambling. I saw a clip of The Rock on, was it SNL? Where The Rock was a scientist or something like that. And there was an evil villain meetup of people, and The Rock created a robot that molests children. This, to me, there's nothing funny about that. But the difference here is that the show is catered to adults, and there were no children in the filming of the show. And it was implied that these are bad people because there was villains of the world meeting up. So it's showing us that obviously child molestation is a bad thing, but it's still so weird and like not funny to me. I don't freaking like, I can't. I don't get why that is a joke. Like, they're always making light of it and it's not funny, especially if you've been through it. It's not funny. And there was so many avenues that they could go down. But I mean, does it get more evil than that though? Does it really get more evil than that? Like a robot to do that instead of a human? Like, does it get more evil than abuse of any kind against children? It really doesn't. So in the sense that there's supervillains meeting up, it's not depicting it as a good thing. But to me, making comedy out of it is where the problem lies. Because to me, it's just not a subject you should include in comedy. Pete Davidson had a joke too, a weird joke. Like, they're just always trying to push leave kids out of your stand-up. Let's just start there. Like, just leave the kids out of the stand-up. Leave them out of the skits. Dress up a freaking adult as a child if you have to. But don't use actual children to make your weird ass comedy skits and then try to justify them later when you're getting called out years later by the kids that were actually in the videos. Like, what? I couldn't even imagine being the boy or the girl in the situation. Because one, I'd be mad at my mama, but two, you grown ass adults, and you were grown when we filmed, really sat there and had me in my drawers and squirting water on my back. Like, ugh, just gross. Like, I can't. I think the situation is super duper messed up, and I don't really care which way it goes. I don't care if they're found guilty and thrown under the jail, good for them. Hollywood needs to be stopped. They really do. It's been so many lives damaged because of carelessness in Hollywood. And Orlando Brown, I feel like he needs I need a whole video about just him. Amanda Bynes, Demi Lovato, Raven, Jeanette McCurdy, obviously, Nick Cannon. Like, if y'all don't think or see a problem with what Nick Cannon is doing where all these kids he's popping out is concerned, something's wrong with you. But like, what he's doing as a father, as a parent, as a human being is highly problematic and disgusting. But I can see there's trauma all over that boy. There is trauma all over him from head to damn toe. It's trauma, and he's not dealing with the trauma. And for whatever reason, he's overcompensating for something. He's trying to fix something that he cannot fix by overpopulating this earth with the children. It's giving Donald Klein, honey. Like, what are you doing? Why do you have so many broken homes, so many baby mothers? And the moms are a part of the problem as well. Okay, it's not just Nick, it's the mothers that are agreeing to keep having babies with him, whatever agreements that they have, and he's taking care of it. It is so disgusting to watch. It's sad to see. It's problematic. But he's a child star as well that's clearly dealing with some serious issues and demons, and none of it is being addressed. It keeps getting swept under the rug. To me, the rug is on the ceiling at this point. We done dusted too many things under the rug. There are so many. Corey Massey, Kyle Massey and his brother, all these child stars just in trouble. just problematic. There's so many, and most of them have drug and alcohol problems. Macaulay Culkin, shite. There's so many. Like, we could literally sit and go on about Nickelodeon and Disney stars forever. All the stuff that has happened. I can only imagine what's happened to Dakota Fanning, okay? All these kids that grow up in the industry, they all have these crazy issues and nobody is helping them. They become washed up adults and they can't even get an acting role to save their lives now. Like, it's so sad. Like, Hollywood actually chews them up and spits them out, because Orlando Brown was such a presence when he was a child actor, and I feel like he could, if he was properly taken care of, he could still be so special. There's something about him, and to see him kind of fall apart the way he has over the years has just been heartbreaking, like actually heartbreaking. And so I think that these issues need to be addressed expeditiously. But like I said, I'll be here all damn day if we get to talking about the child stars. But I don't see, even though these two kids that were in these skits are not child stars, their parents were trying to get them into the industry. And obviously, if this was the start of them getting into the industry, just imagine what else they would have been subjected to over the years had they gone even further. Like, their first bout at acting was inappropriate skits about through the eyes of a pedophile, or through a pedophile's eyes. Like, that's the first thing that they got to act in? No. And Allison, the girl that used to dance in Missy Elliott videos, she has a video, and I mentioned this on my channel before, and I suggest everybody watch it, of the pipeline from the child to something pipeline. I forgot what it's called. But Allison Stoner has a video that talks about going on these auditions that were highly inappropriate. Really, the acting scene was highly inappropriate. I think it was for a RAPE scene or something like that. And like, she's basically told to scream in terror that somebody's about to RAPE her, or somebody, like, just something really, really inappropriate. And she's like, I don't know, freaking 6 at the time. She shouldn't even know what that is. Like, at 6, it's acting, but it's traumatic. There's no therapy, nothing. And these kids are just thrown to the wolves. You know, they're just out on a boat with no freaking paddle. Like, it's just sad. And I feel like it's too much, and something needs to be done. I really do. So I feel like I can't give conclusive thoughts because it's an open case, you know, like, we're gonna wait to see how it unfolds, and I'll come back and give you my thoughts after it unfolds. But as of right now, it's just, to me, disgusting. And as a Black woman, I think that's also why Tiffany Haddish is getting a lot of flack, because she's a Black woman that openly decided to participate in these skits, and like, at her big age, like, no. Like, just no. Anyway, y'all, tell me what you think in the comment section below. I love you all so much, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.